It is that time once again, as it always is right here. Tommy Maroon Sports Show, WCTV. Beautiful place to be right here. But anyways, this time rather than 5 topics, we're going to talk about 6 topics. Whoops, 6 topics. There we go. So, yep, be prepared. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I packed a lot of stuff today to talk about. And it all starts off with the NASCAR, the Cookout Southern 500 on the track that is too tough to tame. That's right, I'm talking about Darlington, where Kevin Harvick once again wins. He has 8 wins this season, which is unbelievable. He passes Kyle Busch on the all-time list with 57 career wins. Martin Truex won stages 1 and 2. While Bubba Wallace got into a wreck on lap 180, was out of the race. And John Hunter Nemechek hit the wall on lap 245. Martin Truex Jr. had some issues with his car and had to pit with 12 laps to go, costing him the race. It's a shame too, he left for 196 out of the 367 laps. And Austin Dillon had a surprising second place finish. Remember, he is in the playoffs for winning at the Texas Motor Speedway. Time to look at the standings, and of course, Kevin Harvick has more points than all the other NASCAR drivers. Denny Hamlin is second. Eric Almirola is in 12th. And remember, 12th place, it's the top 12. And Cole Custer is also tied with Almirola in 12th. And they both have 2,033 points. And then Cole Custer is 3 points off. Actually, Clint Boyer and Eric Almirola are in 12th. Cole Custer is 3 points off Almirola and Boyer. And the next race is going to be the short track Richmond. Of course, less than a mile long. Field shrinks to 12 racers after the next 2 races. It's been a good one so far. We'll see who makes it and who doesn't. Can't wait to see who makes it and doesn't, of course. Time to go off the track. Time to talk Cleveland Indians right now. Because the Cleveland Indians have been having some eventful games. There's Jose Ramirez right there with his helmet going off, as it always does. He leads us with 9 home runs and 9 stolen bases, while Franmil Reyes has a .322 average. Shane Bieber has 7 wins, 94 strikeouts, and a .85 whip, which means that he is averaging less than 1 base runner per each inning. That is unbelievable because remember, whip is walks and hits per inning. One time look at the series recaps. First series this season, or this week, was the Cleveland Indians against the Milwaukee Brewers. And we won the series 2-1. Keston Hiura went all out in game 1, having a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs. While Cesar Hernandez in this game hits a walk-off single in game 2. It was the first walk-off of the season for the Cleveland Indians. Very hard to believe it came this late. I know. And then the third game, Carlos Santana went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs in game 3. So, of course, being a team like Milwaukee is always good. Yet again, the Brewers are always catching on fire in September. They did in 2018. They did in 2019 to get into the playoffs. We'll see how well they'll do this year, of course. The Cleveland Indians against the Kansas City Royals. Of course, that series is going to be a 4-game series. Right now, it's tied 1-1. In the first game, we won it, thanks to Zach Plesac going 7 innings and 1 earned run in the first game. And then in the second game, also in the first game, Tyler Naquin had 2 RBIs in game 1. And then the second game, Whit Merrifield hit a 3-run bomb in game 2, while Delino DeShields struck out to end the game, and Delino was a tying run in an 8-6 loss. Quite a shame. We were up 3-0 and 5-3 during that game. So, of course, we've gone through 2 topics within less than 5 minutes. Let's pick up this quick pace again. Starting with the NBA playoffs, Milwaukee Bucks against Miami Heat. Last night, the Miami Heat did it. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games, 4-1. Jimmy Butler was a go-to guy. Pumped 40 points in game 1. Also having the game-winning free throws with the 0 seconds to go in game 2. Chris Middleton had 36 points in an overtime win for the Bucks in game 4, and they did it without Giannis, who got hurt. But then Giannis was out for game 5, and they really missed him because Butler had 17 points and 10 rebounds in that game-clinching game 5. I believe they had about 5 or 6 players in Miami that had double-digit figures in the point or for points. Then we have the Raptors against the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics are leading the series by a score of 3-2, and tonight they will be playing. This could quite easily mean that the Boston Celtics will be on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals to play Miami, perhaps. But right now, Kemba Walker had 18 points and 10 rebounds in Game 1. OG Anunoby in this game had a buzzer-beating shot in Game 3 when they were down by 2, and after a go-ahead dunk by Boston with 0.5 seconds left. But, yes, it was this game right here. But anyways, definitely a crazy game nonetheless. Kyle Lowry had 22 points, had 11 rebounds in Game 4. And in Game 5, Jaylen Brown scored 27 points for Boston. Of course, as we all know, the NBA bubble has been doing a great job so far. 0 COVID tests. And now, starting in the conference finals, the players will be allowed to bring family members along with them, which is going to be great. And for the Lakers and Rockets, the Lakers hold the series lead 2-1. Let me pull out my phone for this because I didn't have the stats for Game 3 on my outline due to the fact that I was well asleep. Lakers leading the series 2-1. But anyways, Lakers lost the first game thanks to James Harden scoring 36 points in Game 1. And LeBron was 1 assist short of a triple-double in Game 2. And he had 36 points in Game 3. And Anthony Davis had 26 points and 15 rebounds. And Kyle Kuzma off the bench, 14 points. And Rajon Rondo, 21 points off the bench. You talk about a great outing right there. Talk about your bench players really stepping up. That's just incredible. Anyways, Clippers against Denver Nuggets. Clippers holding a 2-1 series lead out there in Orlando. Kawhi Leonard right there had 26 points in Game 1. Nikola Jokic had 26 points and 18 rebounds in Game 2 for a win for the Denver Nuggets. And in Game 3, that's right, in Game 3, Paul George had 32 points in that game. And taking a look at my bracket challenge right now, so far it has been okay, except that, first of all, Milwaukee is out. Once again, don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to zoom in, but yeah, you can see it in red, Milwaukee, right there. And I also have Toronto. If Toronto loses, then my Eastern Conference is officially done with. Quite a shame, too, because I've gone 7 for 8 in the quarterfinals, but now it looks like it's going to dramatically change. However, I do have Los Angeles in the Western Conference Finals. We'll see what happens there. Now time to go to high school football. Looking at the scores right there from last week. By the way, bold indicates who I picked for those games. But anyways, Hoban beat St. Edward 35-0. Mentor took down Euclid 27-12. Brunswick beat Medina 28-21. Still in Wadsworth got canceled due to the Wadsworth Grizzlies testing positive for COVID. Brecksville lost to Hudson 38-28. Aurora beat Revere 12-7. Copley absolutely beat the tar out of Cuyahoga Falls 40-6. Green beat Talmadge 27-20. Highland, that's right, good guys, beat North Royalton 41-40. And Ordonia beat Barberton 41-40. How did I do back on week 2? I went 6-3. I scored 8 points because Brunswick was my upset of the week and Aurora was my lock of the week. I was wrong on Hoban, Hudson, and Nordonia. And this week was definitely better than last week, which I went 4-3. So far, 10-6 out of the season with 13 points, thanks to 2 locks of the week and 1 upset of the week. So now time to, whoopsie doodles, continue to Tommy's Picks, now featuring NFL picks. You have the postseason, a revised NFL postseason, because I completely forgot that this year there are going to be 3 wild cards rather than 2. AFC wild card looking like this. Tennessee going to beat New England, even though they'll have an 8-8 record. Pittsburgh will beat Baltimore. Buffalo will beat Houston. NFC wild card, I have Los Angeles beating New Orleans, Green Bay beating Minnesota, and Tampa beating Philadelphia. In the NFC divisional round, Kansas City will take down Buffalo, and Tennessee will take down Pittsburgh. Out of the NFC divisional round, you have Seattle over Tampa, Green Bay over Los Angeles, and the AFC Championship AFC Championship Tennessee is going to be Kansas City. NFC Championship Seattle is going to be Green Bay. Seahawks win the Super Bowl over Tennessee. Now time for high school football picks. That's right, Tommy's picks for high school football. So, by the way, I'm not going to combine the records for high school and NFL. That'll be separate. Like, for instance, if I get 12 points in high school football and 13 in the NFL, that's not 25 points together. That would be 25 points for high school football. In the NFL, I have 13 points. But anyways, Benedictine against Tobin, number 7 against number 1. I'm going with Benedictine because, as we have seen, the number 1 seed has lost every game this year. Massillon lost to St. Edward, and then St. Edward lost. Mentor against St. Edward, going to be a really great game out there. Got to go with those Cardinals out there. And then Cleveland Heights against Euclid, got to pick Euclid. And then for Wadsworth against Nordonia, big win right there for Wadsworth. They should easily win. Stowe against Highland. Stowe is home, but I got those good old Hornets with the upset of the week. That's right. I think we're going to upset them. I'm just saying. I am just saying, my friends. But anyways, Hudson against Barberton. That's my lock of the week. Hudson beat Brecksville. They did it really well, 38-28. I think they shouldn't have a problem with a win here. Talmadge against Aurora. Aurora should win this. Of course, last week Aurora did struggle against Revere, but I still think they should pick up the W. Copley against Twinsburg. Copley is home, so you got to go with Copley there. Revere against Cuyahoga Falls. I'm picking those Minutemen. And finally, for Roosevelt and Marlington, the Rough Riders. It's their first game of the season, so it should be fun. But anyways, it's now the 1-year anniversary of my YouTube channel, Highland and Baldwin Sports Network, because it says I joined on September 9th, 2019. There's my description right there. But anyways, 136 subscribers out there. And it's still really great to see people enjoy these videos. Seeing a lot of people like these videos, subscribe to them. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to Highland and Baldwin Sports Network, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know we don't cover Highland football because of marching band priorities, but I still do a post-game show, and I plan on doing a post-game show on Saturday, as long as if Stowe's feed can go well. If not, I'll just talk about it. But anyways, continuing, time to go with the NFL picks. Good old NFL. It's hard to believe, but tomorrow the NFL will be back. And man, oh man, I think I speak for every American when I say thank you, God. Football is back. The NFL is back. Chiefs are going up against Houston Texans, who should really fire Bill O'Brien, because remember, they blew a 24-point lead to Kansas City. Tomorrow, Chiefs are going to win. And then the Washington football team against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles. And then Patriots against Free Willy. That's right, Free Willy, the Miami Dolphins. Can't go against the Patriots in this case scenario. I know they did lose last year to them. However, I feel like Cam Newton should do well there in New England. Will he be 2015 MVP good? I don't know. But I think good enough to beat Tua in Miami, or Ryan Fitzception, or Fitzpatrick. One of my favorite YouTubers calls him Fitzception. Vikings against Packers. Got to go with Minnesota for this week. Minnesota, of course, is a good team. Same with Green Bay, but the Vikings, they usually win against Green Bay when at home, typically, I guess. But anyways, Jaguars against the Colts. Got to go with Jacksonville. Saxonville no more. What a fluke. What a collapse. But I think they'll still be good enough to beat Indianapolis. Lions against the Bears. Look out. There's an upset of the week, and it's going to be Detroit. Detroit should beat Chicago at home at Ford Field. And the Panthers going up against Chuck Vegas. Usually I'd call them Chokeland, but oh well, this year Chuck Vegas, or for a while. Carolina should win that. Bills against the Jets. Got to go with the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia and Josh Allen should do well. Ravens against the Browns. I want to win. We did beat them on the road last year. Is it going to happen again? I highly doubt it. Baltimore should win. Falcons against the Seahawks. Let's look at that. My lock of the week right there. Seattle should have no problem. Russell Wilson should do a great job as DK Metcalf. Try and do it like the DK rap, one of the greatest rap songs of all time. Bengals against No Fanland, otherwise known as the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Chargers should beat the Bungles, even though Joe Burrow should look good. 49ers against the Dead Birds, Arizona Cardinals. San Francisco should win. I do have the 49ers with a Super Bowl hangover this season, but I still think they'll be good enough to beat Arizona. Saints against Tampa Bay. That's right, Tampa Bay. Now Tampa Bay because Tom Brady is there. Got to go with the Saints. Saints are going to be home there. Of course, that's going to be the game of the week on Fox Channel 8 or whatever it is for your local listings. Anyways, Rams against Cowboys Sunday night. First game at SoFi Stadium. There won't be a crowd, I believe, but that should still motivate the Rams into winning. Giants against the Steelers. Nobody's going to be there. Got to go with the Steelers on that, however. Broncos against the Titans. Titans should absolutely clobber Denver. Not to mention, Von Miller might be out for the season now. Suffered a freak injury late in the season in a snowy Mile High. Of course, it's been snowing out there in Denver. You know what that means? Snow's going to come here soon, maybe. Fantasy picks. This is my fantasy team. If you do 1 week FanDuel, 1 week DraftKings, I highly encourage for you to pick out this team. Now your quarterback is Lamar Jackson against Cleveland. Your first running back should be Derrick Henry against the Broncos. Should really do well. Zeke Elliott, number 2 running back. He's on my fantasy team against the Rams. Your receivers, I got Tyreek Hill and Juju Smith-Schuster out there. Tight end's going to be Zach Ertz against the Washington football team. And then flex player is going to be Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, of course, he can catch, he can run, he can pretty much do anything. Kicker should be Justin Tucker. Ravens should score a lot against us. And then defense, San Francisco. Of course, 49ers have probably the best defense in the whole league. But when they go up against an inexperienced Arizona team, I think it should go well. Anyways, here's my fantasy team out here. Kyler Murray's my quarterback. OBJ receiver, same with DK. DK Metcalf is here. Zeke Elliott is my running back. Chris Thompson has another running back. And Mark Andrews as my tight end. Devin Singletary, running back. J.K. Dobbins from the Ohio State University is my running back. Debo, that's right, Debo Samuel is my receiver. Austin Hooper, tight end. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be a backup. No, the backup is Jerry Jeudy. That's right, Jerry. Anyways, Justin Tucker is also on my team along with Stevie Gostkowski and the Indianapolis defense and the Cleveland defense. That, of course, is going to be subject to change. You know that trades often come within week 3. Of course, week 1, you don't trade. You draft your team. Week 2, you don't trade because you still have hope in that team. Week 3, the sales keep on coming. You're trading. You're doing whatever you want. And remember, nowadays in fantasy football, it's not like the one team you have is the one team you have. In fantasy football, this is pretty much your weekly team. Next week, if you don't have a good matchup, trade them away. Trade them away. Try to get the draft picks for next season as well. Try to do all that stuff. Try your best. Indeed. Anyways, now time to go out of fantasy football and talk 2K. That's right. NBA 2K21 came out. Whoopsies, back last Wednesday. Here's some new features out here. It includes the pro stick shooting upgrade abilities. What? I don't know. 40 new jump shot landings. Overhaul dribble moves. 50 new size ups. No more quick draw badges. And 6.8 point guards in my career. Now time to look at my career right here. This year has college basketball in it. How well did they do it? They did terribly. Only 10 colleges to pick from, just like what EA did. And as you might expect, no Ohio State, no Notre Dame, no Akron. Why do people always disrespect Akron? I don't know. There's also high school basketball and more cutscenes, which means more cringe. 2K Beach is a new location with microtransactions because money. And a lot of new things in my career have absolutely nothing to do with the NBA. It has nothing to do with a career mode. It's just you doing life. It's pretty much you living life, but in a video game. My career isn't even a career mode. It's just you taking control of someone while paying money for that stupid someone. Now time to look at my team, 2K's version of Ultimate Team. It's not good, of course. There are more cards to unlock this year. You'll be wasting your time and money on this mode, but of course you will. You can also do challenges to unlock certain players, locker codes, more locker codes in this game. And of course, 2K steals money from you. Now time to go from my career to my team to my thoughts. And once again, 2K is going to slap all basketball fans in the face. That's right, this game is just as bad as Madden, maybe a little better, but still not good. 2K has fallen from grace, especially where they were a few years ago. The cutscenes in my career are so bad, they rival face of the franchise. The game is full of microtransactions. Even in an offline mode like my career, there are microtransactions. My GM and my league are very bare bones, contrary to what most people say, and they haven't even improved. The new shot meter is terrible, and it's easy to miss shots. However, I believe they did fix it. However, just like Madden and just about every other sports video game nowadays, 10-year-olds and clickbait YouTubers are going to buy this game. Oh my God, I just pulled a 99 overall player on my team. Take a look and see who it is. And the guy, and the thumbnail has the guy screaming and a 99 overall guy and a bunch of arrows and a bunch of garbage on there, you know. If you plan on buying NBA 2K21, please don't. The game is just 2K20, which is 2K19, which is 2K18, which is 2K17. All it was just a stupid roster update. The graphics get worse and worse year by year. And that's what it is. Everything is game, more like everything is same, said every YouTube commenters, I should say. You know what? The 8th generation of video games might be the worst generation of video games of all time. It rivals the video game crash of '83. It's that bad. You know what? Video games have gone from, especially in the sports genre, video games have gone from fun things to virtual casinos. It's almost as if you're walking into a casino, and just like what they usually do in casinos, it's easy to get in, but it's not easy to get out. They're pretty much going to hold on to you. They're going to grab you and force you to pay money to them and bribe IGN. At least IGN had the guts to at least criticize Madden this year. Everyone's criticizing Madden. 0.4 on Metacritic. My final score is a 1. That's right, a 1 out of 10 for 2K. That's depressing. It's not Madden bad, but that doesn't save it from being horrible. I mean, this game's so bad, it's given me a new appreciation for Dr. J versus Larry Bird. That's right, Dr. J versus Larry Bird on the Commodore 64. Look at this game. I don't know if you can see it now. Turn up the brightness. Full blast. Look at this game. This game is better than 2K21 by miles. Look, I don't even think you can tell what it is. But it's way better. I mean, this is better, of course. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, if you really want a good basketball video game, play NBA Live 2004 and 2005. Great games, great commentary, no microtransactions, deep dynasty mode. A lot of great stuff in that game. And they also have no microtransactions, of course, and really great gameplay. So NBA Live 2004, Vince Carter on cover. NBA Live 2005, Melo on the cover. So yeah, those games are way better than 2K21. You know what's also better than 2K21? Wearing a mask and socially distancing and loving one another. It's been a crazy times. It's been some really sad times. And I know there's been a lot of fighting going on in our country and in our world, but all I ask of you is to please care for one another. I mean, if you care for one another, if you love one another, people will notice it, they'll do the same, and then other people will notice it, do the same. You know, you've been taught that in school, but please do so. Crazy world out there. Please stay safe. Please be nice. Till then, Tommy Maroon here, and I'm out. Goodbye.